17th Gold Coin. Manufacturer Guidelines. I was travelling in my car on the road, and I realised that it was suddenly imbalanced and leaning to one side. I immediately stopped, got out of the car, and discovered that I had a punctured tyre. There was another serious challenge. It was pitch dark, and I was standing in the middle of the desert, unaware of how to change the tyre. While I was feeling helpless, suddenly a thought flashed into my mind, and I started searching for the car manual, which I found in the dashboard. I searched and found a page with some details related to the tyre-changing process. I went through all the details and then followed each of the steps. I was finally able to change the tyre smoothly. On that day, I realized the profound importance of manufacturer guidelines. There are hundreds of things which we cannot operate effectively or take advantage of their use unless we refer to their manufacturer guidelines. For example, the mobile phone you are using, the newly purchased TV you are trying to tune in, your food factory, or the furniture which you are trying to assemble. Or in the professional context, if you are doing maintenance of plant equipment, you surely need specific manufacturer guidelines. Only they will provide you with all of the essential details on how to get 100% functionality out of the product by referring to them. You can also troubleshoot with the help of such guidelines if you come across something difficult and challenging related to the product. You will agree that only the manufacturer knows all the detailed intricacies of its own manufactured product, and is the best judge and the right resource to refer to in case any challenge occurs related to the product. On the other hand, if we do not refer to these specific manufacturer guidelines and try to adjust or change the product solely as per our own understanding, what are the chances that we can rectify it? Minimal, isn't it? Allow me to further explain this concept. For example, if you own a car, there is a specific place in it for putting petrol and a separate place for putting oil and water, etc. Now we have determined that you are the sole owner of this car and have every right to do whatever you want with this car. And then you begin putting petrol, oil and water in, contrary to what is prescribed by the car manufacturer, and you start putting water in the petrol tank and putting petrol in the water jacket, etc. What will happen? Your car will never start. Rather, you will take the risk of permanently damaging it. Let's take this metaphor as our life. If we are a super creation, then has our Creator also given us some manufacturer guideline to follow in order to bring ultimate success, inner peace and happiness? And how well are we currently following it? You are surely the best judge for yourself, and I leave this answer for you to decide. Sometimes guidelines are not sufficient, and you also need some samples or examples to follow. I remember once when I was working in the knitwear industry, I heard someone standing near the latest knitwear lot saying, "All these knitwear shirts are rejected." That was the verdict by the third-party garment inspector. I asked him why, because for me all the shirts looked beautiful and dynamic, and apparently I could not find any defect with them. These shirts were not as per the customer's only approved sample. The garment inspector pointed towards one of the knitwear shirts, carefully wrapped in the polythene packaging, which was hanging in the middle of the stitching hall. All the shirts must have been in closer specification with the sample. Otherwise, all of the production lot would be rejected. And if the customer did not accept it on discount, then the same lot would either be shredded or burnt. This is a routine affair in almost all customer-specific jobbing industries. If the end product does not match with the customer's supplied sample, then it is rejected. What if someone took the best possible fabric and prepared the best possible design according to their own ideas, and then took all of the different samples to the customer for acceptance? Would the customer be happy to see this entire production lot if, in the contract, the binding condition for acceptance is that all the production lot must be provided only according to the specification? Absolutely not. There is a danger that customers might feel very angry and disturbed and cancel the whole order. What would you think about a customer who, despite all of the rejections, still believed in the capability of the producers and kept on sending the fabric along with the designs, with the belief that they will make a good production lot as per the sample provided? And what if there was an unstoppable supply of fabric with samples? And what if there was a very lenient customer who would simply evaluate and accept knitwear shirts that were sewn with a wholehearted and sincere effort, even though they are not similar to the provided sample? Can you think of any single example in this world of such a customer, who is so kind and so generous and so merciful? Yes, there is one, and only one such customer that exists. It is none other than our magnificent Creator, who is so kind and generous, despite the millions and billions of people who are not attempting to match his approved human samples, all of the prophets who have come into the world to demonstrate to us how good humans should be. Although the majority of us are not akin to that approved pattern, our Creator still loves all of us and is not yet disappointed and has not given up on us. Then why should we give up on ourselves? On that day, I realized the significance of the matter and why our Creator has sent so many prophets into this world at various points in time and in almost all the ages, up until it ended with Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. They all came into this world like customer-only approved samples, and our Creator, in the end, like our worldly customer, will evaluate all of us to match with his approved sample. Are we matching in closer proximity with them in all our human traits or not? And are we following our manufacturer guidelines in true letter and spirit? This is the question which, as individuals, we only have to search for an answer within us. Summary points. 1. There are hundreds and thousands of things around which we cannot operate unless we refer to their manufacturer guidelines. 2. It is only the manufacturer who knows all the intricacies of his own product, so it truly goes towards our safety and effectiveness to follow such guidelines. 3. Our Creator has sent guidelines in the form of holy teachings and has also sent prophets as the approved samples to follow.